Morning, good night. What's up? What's up, everybody? Um, the topic that I want to share with you today, it's a very important topic about the world we live in. We live in a world of duality, which for it to be light, there has to be night. And a lot of us, young adults or young men, have to understand this. We work so much in um, outside things. Like, let's say we want money, we work on business knowledge, we work on on finances, we work on a lot of stuff outside of us. But I believe where we really start to see a change in our environment, it's when we start controlling the opposite. So, which is the opposite of outside? The outside things, external things, internal, the inner belief system. I think of the human being and the evidence that you have collected to that point. Because I think it's not enough, like being in the right place at the right time. You also have to be the right person. You also have to be prepared. You know, um, in this world we live in, we get a lot of opportunities, a lot of things that we prayed for, and at times we are able to get them, yet we are not prepared. And being prepared is something you could control. It's not outside, external, which you cannot control. You cannot control the opportunity. You cannot control when God it's gonna bless you. But you could control that God finds you working, that God finds you grinding, that God finds you praying. You could control all that. And we have a lot of distractions as men. Um, we have a lot of things that we might put above being the right person. What I mean by this is at times our mind um, convinces ourselves to do a lot of things that we should not be doing, yet we still do them. We're smart because we know the consequences, yet we still do those actions that do not add value to our day to day. Um, and my belief why it happens, it's because when you enter a state of expansion and God starts making you uncomfortable with certain people, certain situations, it's because He wants to make you uncomfortable enough to separate yourself. And this is very important for you to catch on, because if you do not catch on, then you miss the opportunity, you'll miss being prepared, and you miss the whole idea overall, the whole blessing overall. Mind you, I don't think you only get blessed once in this life. As you've seen, you have been blessed multiple times and you will continue to be blessed. But if you lock in and start identifying these patterns, you'll be able to see when you're in a state of, okay, I'm gonna be greater, I'm gonna become better. I think life is in levels, and you have to make tough decisions in order to later on um be able to have blessings and be able to retain those blessings. We have to understand that money, relationships, and a lot of other blessings don't just come to you because of external factors. It's it's very important for your inner state, your inner self, to be prepared to handle those blessings. Because it's it's hard to retain blessings. It's hard if you're not prepared. It's hard not preparing, and it's hard preparing. So you have to choose the type of hard you want to have, or the hardship will choose you, and you don't want that. That's when you become very uncomfortable with your situation, very unhappy, and obviously, I'm making this video because I don't want you to have to go through that. I believe also that it's very important for you to, as a man, practice a lot saying no and realizing that you're very valuable. You're very valuable as a man, and you have the power to say no without giving a justification to somebody that's just your friend, somebody that wants to go out, somebody that wants to do something that's not going to build you at the moment, you know? And in my other videos, I said that you have to sacrifice, which saying no to fun, it's sacrificing and it'll be worth it because you might not be doing the thing you want at the moment, but you're doing the thing you should and know that you should be doing, which in consequence, it's gonna lead you to later on to be able to do whatever you want whenever you want. If you think about it that way, it becomes easier to do the hard things. And something that I believe in too, it's that successful people and the way you get to success, it's like planting a seed. It's simple. It just follow principles and rules. And like I said, we live in a world of duality, and there are external factors to planting a seed, like rain and a bunch of stuff. And there's internal factors, like is the seed good enough, you know? And that's how you gotta think. And then the farmer, you plant the seed, that's your knowledge, you are the farmer. So you're responsible to water your seed. You're responsible to prepare your land for the blessings that God is gonna pour with, which is external. That's the rain. That's the rain putting in all those let's say nutrients to your seed. And if you water it consistently with knowledge, wisdom, the playbook, but the Bible, like in my other videos, when the rain comes, in this case the blessings, your seed would be prepared because you watered and prepared your oh shit. Because you watered and prepared your your land, and that's gonna be able that's gonna create a successful seed. It's gonna become a fruitful tree, a fruitful plant, which that's the thing that you want to have. It's very important for us young adults to understand the duality of the world. And when you accept that you're responsible for the things that you have, the the size of your pocket, the the blessings that you were able to retain in your life, once you start realizing that nobody's gonna come to save you, that's when things are gonna change. When you get presented with excuses and you promised yourself or made a deal with yourself that you were gonna do something, and you're able to follow through, despite having valid excuses or having a lot of obstacles in the way, that's when you're going to trust yourself with responsibilities and bigger things. And you don't have the things you want in life because you don't trust yourself enough to handle those things. And I'm just keeping it honest, that's why you don't have it. Because first of all, you don't know how to keep them. You're not even prepared innerly to keep them. So why would God just give you a blessing when you're not even prepared? It's not even a you don't deserve it problem. It's you're not prepared, my son. That's what I think. You're not prepared, so you can't get the blessing, because I don't want you to be sad or not succeed because you were not prepared. And as long as you keep failing, eventually, eventually you get that yes. As long as you keep failing, the faster you fail, the faster you learn, the faster you get to success. And that's about it for the video. I think I was able to spit a lot of game. Hopefully something sticks. And yeah, safety. God bless you.